Well, good day, viewers, and welcome to the Sport Wrap Show. I'm your host, Brian Munango, updating you on the latest sports news. Well, to start off our news, we do have a lot of events that took place, like we did mention this past weekend, and we also did have the Kosana Club Championship. This is where clubs from different countries in SADC traveled all the way to Namibia to come participate in this wonderful competition. Marit Ngula was a reporter for us on duty, but we'll be getting right into that as we get into the hit list. So the Kosana Netball Club Championship took place this weekend here in Windhoek. We did have some games at Olympia, and these were teams from Botswana, Zimbabwe, Zambia that traveled to come take on our Namibian teams. Maria Ngula was our reporter on duty for this event, and these are some of the players that he did catch up with.
Okay, hi, my name is Kelezo Honto, and I'm the captain of the BDF Cats. So today we played our bronze medal match against NCS, of which we lost. And it's quite a disappointment for us as a team because we expected better results, I should say. But at the same time, I think that we did well, like the girls did well. It's our first time competing in such games such as the Kosana games, because we usually just play the national club level games. So on court, I think that we failed to capitalize on NCS's mistakes. We failed to convert here and there. Our shooters, I think the accuracy was quite low. I mean, we have really strong shooters, but I think today wasn't their day. So it's a game of netball. It's either a win, lose, or draw, of which today we lost. And that's all I can say. Like, it's a tough luck. Better luck next time. And I'm hoping that the next Kosana games we perform much better.
Hey, hi, Terry here, the coach of NCS. I'd just like to say we just ended our club championship and we clinched third place. It was not a half bad performance, although we ultimately would have loved to have won. But third place, I don't think is a very bad place place to end at. I'm quite very pleased and proud of the ladies. They played their heart out, and I guess ultimately this sort of serves as a prep for the league commencement that comes up. And I think we stand a very good chance now as well, yeah. Thanks.
Hi, and I'm the vice captain of NCAs. My name is Mwale. I just want to say, I think my coach summed everything. It's always not easy to play African countries. You know, you have to bring your A+ game to the games. But all in all, it was a good tournament. I think in preparing for whatever leagues that we have to play as countries. So yeah, this was a good
prep session.
Yeah.
Yes.
Well, if you guys missed Athletes World last week Tuesday, Yuri Bota was our guest on Athletes World, a rugby referee here in Namibia, and he just got to tell us more about his experience as a referee and what it takes to be a referee. So after the break, we'll be joined by Yuri Bota with Athletes World.
Yeah, and everything happened with the United game happened about one try, and we had the evidence.
I think viewers, please hang tight. We do have the video clip of that try, so we're just gonna have a quick look at it, and then we'll be back to just discuss and maybe get your thoughts on the try itself. Was it a try? Was it not? That's what Trustco United fans were disputing, but luckily we did get the footage, and we do have the footage. So hang tight. We'll be back just now. Okay, well, guys, there you saw the try, and if you now think about it, Yure,
Yes,
that's a big call.
that's a huge goal.
That's a very, very big call. Very brave of you
Yeah.
to give that try, and everyone was disputing this. I think this is one of the reasons why people were mad at you at that game.
Yes.
But we saw with how the try went. We all know that we can all see. You know, when the player touches the ball with both hands, gets the try. How proud? Okay, because after the game, you and I did have a chat.
Yes.
And I was honest with you. I told you you made a few bad calls.
Yes.
In the match, and you were like, okay, how many? We spoke about it.
Yeah.
I said maybe 2 or 3, and you weren't angry about it. You just said, okay, cool. Show me the footage that you have.
Yeah.
Let's have a look at it. How happy were you when we looked at that try and you knew you made the right call?
You see, Brian, over my years of experience, a referee, I don't say, reacts like a dog after a ball. So when you have a dog chasing a ball, you as a referee runs behind the ball. And then sometimes you're in a bad position not to make the call.
Yeah.
And then you make a call that is incorrect. So for me, the most important thing of that was I knew this guy, he was 20 meters in front of the nearest United player. I need to get into a perfect position. He's not going to pick up this ball. He's going to kick it all the way from his own 5-meter line all the way to the try line. So I ran a 7th line at that moment. So you see the ball, you don't care about the player. You just need to see the hands on the ball. So if you look at the clip, you will see I'm coming between the 2 posts. I'm not even close to the player or the ball. And that is where you need to put yourself as a referee. But it comes over years' experience of refereeing to put you in that position to make sure everything is perfect.
And you get that call right.
Well,
viewers, that was a very good call from you, Ray, getting that try. The game itself was a very good game.
Yeah.
Very close game. Trasco United could have won that game if they weren't trying to play for that extra bonus or trying to. But I understand they were still feeling like the momentum was with them. They were playing a good game. For you, you were off for a long period of time with an injury.
2.5 months.
2 months off, haven't rest for a while. How did it feel coming back to such a big game and that being your first game back?
It was quite exciting. I wasn't worried about my injury. I was more worried about do this game fit me at this stage?
Yes, is it the right time to come back?
Yes. But my question to myself was on Wednesday night when I got the appointment, is there ever a right time? After a long injury and things like that.
Yeah.
So 4 years back, before my under 19 Currie Cup final, 2 weeks before that, I pulled my hamstring. So again, I didn't practice for 2 weeks. And I didn't told anyone. I just went
because you wanted to ref that final.
The ref that final. So I went to my physios, everything, and at that day, before the game, I went for a warm-up. I came off and I'm like, looked at my AR1 because he normally takes over when you get injured on the field. I'm like, look at him and I said, are you ready? He says yes, and he grabs his flag. And when he grabbed his flag, at that point I made a decision. I'm the right person for this game. And again,
saw the whole game through.
Saw the whole game through.
No stress with the hamstring.
No, there was stress, but it didn't affect me.
You pushed through.
I pushed through, and after that, I was almost out for 5 weeks again.
Well, the COSAFA Cup 2025 is set to take place in South Africa, and the draw has been made up and the teams are set in their respective groups. And in one of those groups, Namibia are drawn up against Angola once again. We did face Angola in the finals last year, and we are drawn in the same group this year. So we do have Colin Benjamin with this official squad announcement, and let us know about your thoughts of the players that have made it into the provisional squad. So here is the video.
Provisional squad for the COSAFA Cup 2025. It's going to be hosted in Bloemfontein, South Africa. We have the goalkeepers Edward Malva, Golden Arrows, Mervin Kasetura, African Stars, Kamaya Ndisiro, Hybrid Football Club in South Africa, Jonas Mateus Ongos. The defenders, we have Ivan Kamberipa, Orapa, Sergio Damasep, Mighty Gunners, Charles Hambira, African Stars, Cisco Haraset, Mighty Gunners, Johannes Butanga, Blue Waters FC, Bonasius Joseph, excuse me for that, UNAM, Velvin Hanamu, Amazulu, Gero Katua, African Stars, Lubeni Haukongo, Cape Town Spurs, David Haingwafa, Chula Chula, Tyrese Kupembe, UNAM FC, Johannes Shifafure, Bucks Buccaneers, and Kennedy Ape, Chula Chula. Those makes up the defenders. With the midfielders in Approaches Petrus, Cape Town City, Moses Shidolo, Matebele FC in Botswana, Elias Haindongo, KK Palace, Paulus Amotenya, UNAM FC, Bakonja Shahikika, African Stars, Oscar Nyambe, Julino Athletics, Penda Mongudi, Chula Chula, Rivaldo Prince, Marumo Gallants in South Africa, Levi Alfeus, Blue Waters, and Dynamo Fredericks, Joaneng Galaxy in Botswana. Those are the midfielders. Coming to the forwards, we've got the return of Bio Gurira. He plays for Simba Bora in Zimbabwe. Beto Mudeu, Leopards in South Africa. Elmo Kambindu, Amazulu in South Africa. Weissman Lifasu Liswaniso, Julinho Athletics. Willie Stefanos, African Stars, and Jocelyn Kamatuka, Durban City. These players, we're going to start our training camp in preparation for the COSAFA Cup on Monday, the 26th of May at 4 o'clock. We're going to have training sessions on Tuesday, double sessions. Wednesday, double sessions. We're going to release the players on Thursday morning after the training session, whereas they will return to their clubs to play in the Premier League over the weekend.
Okay, Coach, when you took on the job, like your idea was to initially integrate younger players into the setup, into the more senior squad. Do you think this current squad achieves that?
Yeah, I think this is a mixture. This is a mixture with the eye on preparation for our upcoming World Cup qualification games. But at the same time, we also want to use this competition also to develop. We've got players that we have the opinion that they show good potential, that needs game time. We need a Cisco Harasep to play. We need Tyrese Kupembe to play, and a few that I mentioned. They're among a few. So it's basically going, like I said, going both ways. Develop, and at the same time preparation for our very important World Cup games. And also at the COSAFA, we have this chance of playing 3 matches, probably with a potential maximum of 5, and we have to utilize that with a good experience. I'm sure some of these young players will also learn a thing or two from experienced players like Rian Anamu, Elmo Kambindo, Charles Hambira, and Ivan Kambaripa.
Okay, going back into the COSAFA tournament, Coach, we are drawn against Angola again. We played them last year. Not the result that we're hoping to achieve, obviously. Going into this tournament again with the same team, what do you hope to do differently? With
the same team, I think there's so much water that ran under this bridge over this time. It's a COSAFA Cup. We're bound to play against teams that we've played already. Angola is no exception. I think Angola is a very good team, and Coach Pedro Gonzalez is doing a great job. And we're looking forward to meeting them on the field of play again.
Okay, Coach, like you don't get to play a lot of friendlies for the World Cup, and I'm sure this COSAFA Cup is going to serve as a friendly or more as preparation for the World Cup qualifier in September. One of the things that we struggle with, or one of the key things that we are not able to execute during the match, is goal scoring. Do you think the return of the likes of Bio Gurira then is part of preparations?
With the absence of a Peter Shalulile, that's not only our talisman. I think Bio has been doing really well for his team in Botswana, in Zimbabwe. He's been in the setup before, and I think scoring the goals that he scored in his team now, I think that warrants that call up for him to come show Namibia that he has indeed grown. And international soccer is not as easy. So that means normally you get 2 chances, you have to put in 1. You get 4 chances, you have to put. That's a luxury. So I'm sort of the opinion that as long as we create these chances with a good space. So I'm of the opinion also with the Modeu, Petro Modeu, that ended his season with Black Leopards in double numbers, double figures. Jocelyn that ended his season in double figures, that also got promoted to the Betway Premiership. I think that's testimony that we do have the potential. It's for us now to work and create these chances so that these guys can score. But most of it, I think it's always been a collective effort, and I think if you look on paper now, we have a good team that obviously through the training that we're planning on next week, get to see the players closely, and obviously then we'll also have to leave a few behind. So I think the players that's called up, they've got a duty to do. They need to be fit and at a good level, playing over the weekend. We're gonna watch the matches. Maybe 1 or 2 might even come onto the front that played good and that we have a good impression from, because the scouting for the national team is always ongoing. It's not only for that moment. So in that regard, I think we have a good team. We're looking forward to seeing the players in the field, and that we're going to work hard next week and face this tough group of Malawi, Angola, and Lesotho.
Well, the AUSC Region 5 Youth Games are fast and approaching, as we all do know that we are scheduled to host one of the biggest events in Southern Africa. Marit Ngula was a reporter on duty at one of the AUSC events held during the last week at the city of Windhoek, and this is what they had to share.
Pointed by the attendance of the COSAFA Under 17 Girls Championship. It was really poorly attended. I don't really want to blame this on the distance. It was hosted at Agikenkop Sports Stadium. Well, maybe the distance. However, the marketing was poorly done. Not everyone was aware of such games taking place. And then again, the community could have been assisted to attend the game. And I actually, by myself, I don't want this to repeat itself, where only people from our neighboring countries are actually attending the games, and Namibians are very few. It came out that there is marketing will be done in such a way that the residents of Windhoek, as well as the whole of Namibia, they are aware of the game, so they are able to attend the game. And I also want us to make sure that our business community are also aware of the crowdness that will be in the city during that time, so they perhaps extend their trading hours and also think of other ventures that they can bring about during that time, that period of the games. Honorable Kwenani, economic development, we should not actually take this lightly. Let's try and come up with something. Recently, I engaged the CBD property owners that are really crying of a dying CBD. And I believe once they are also involved in this, or they are made aware of these games, it might be an opportunity for them also to create something, to reach out and to volunteer in some areas where they are making sure that the feed actually increases in the CBD during that time. That is something that we also need to think of, how we're going to reach out to them. They might really volunteer, provide us with some platforms, venues, because all what they want is the increase of people.
Well, everything looks ready as we get ready to host the AUSC Region 5 Youth Games, knowing that Namibia took over from Mozambique with not a lot of time. We still have a lot to do, and we look forward to seeing how we pull this big one off. Well, viewers, that's all the time that we do have for you today. We'll see you tomorrow at the same time, same place. Goodbye.